Email marketing for e-com brands has officially changed because we're entering a new era of retention marketing, one where the brands sending the most emails are quietly losing to the ones sending the smartest. Now, this shift can go one of two ways for your brand. Path 1, you spend the next 6 months sending weekly campaigns to customers who are completely dead and don't want to hear from you. Or Path 2, you leverage every tool at your disposal to capture more emails, identify hidden site traffic, and capitalize on the most untapped marketing channel that customers can't opt out of. And I know this because I'm actively running retention and lifecycle marketing for a handful of 8-figure brands across fashion, athleisure, supplements, and a dozen other industries. So the tactics I'm about to reveal are hot off the press and actively crushing for some of the biggest brands in the world. But first, we need to talk about what this new era actually is. See, a few years ago, from 2018 to 2022, winning at email marketing was pretty simple. You build a list, set up core flows, push out 2 to 3 campaigns a week, and watch revenue roll in. All you had to do to grow was send more. But then everyone caught on. The best brands started sending daily, and inbox providers got more chaotic. And with more brands catching on, so did bad actors. That's when the Gmails, Outlooks, and Yahoos of the world started harping down on deliverability. And when you combine that with Apple privacy protection and a handful of other platform shifts, email marketing has become the biggest gray area for most brands. And it's left those brands with the same problems. Revenue is flatlining because opens and clicks are down. Because revenue's down, your team's trigger happy with the sales, the discounts, and the promos. And to top it off, your emails are secretly slipping into the promos tab or spam because you keep sending to customer segments that aren't engaging like they used to. So winning has nothing to do with just sending more than the competition. Because in 2026, real growth comes down to getting the most out of customers you've already paid to acquire, not just blasting them with random emails and hoping something works. So what is this new and better way of increasing retention marketing revenue? It's based on 3 levers no marketers are paying attention to. Actually knowing your customers, reaching them outside of the inbox, and rewarding them instead of just discounting. By the end of this video, you'll learn what it takes to create a profitable flywheel for converting new customers and getting the most out of existing ones without having to throw heaps of cash into the hands of Meta. So first, let's talk about your customers. Most brands assume they know more about their customers than they actually do. But if I asked 9 out of 10 marketers to tell me about their customers, they'd just pull up Shopify Analytics, show me a dashboard, and call it a day. And it's this kind of blind trust in off-the-shelf tools that ends up costing brands a lot of money because they start to make decisions based on bad assumptions without taking a look under the hood. That's where data comes into play. Knowing things like which products to push to what kind of customer, what day of the week to launch a new product, and who are the bad seeds you need to prune from your email list as soon as possible. Customers who buy once and vanish should not be treated the same as a customer that comes back every 3 months like clockwork, because revenue and net sales only tells you what happened last month. It doesn't show you how customers behave over time. And that's where the real money is hiding. So how do you get to know your customers better? Well, one of the simplest ways is with a cohort table. This is basically just a way of sorting customers from when they first bought. Then you can track who comes back, when they come back, and how much they spend over the next 6 to 12 months. From that, you have 3 key numbers that start telling you everything you need to know to grow your revenue. First, there's repeat purchase rate. So you know how many first-time customers return in a certain period of time versus those who churn or never come back. Then there's LTV, or lifetime value, which is how much a customer is worth over a given set of time, usually 3, 6, 12, or 24 months. And last are product journeys. These are the common paths between different kinds of products from first to second to third orders. It helps you know what kinds of products to upsell, cross-sell, and push at certain points of the customer journey. This matters because some first products lead to second orders much more reliably than others do. And when you nail down this customer journey, you can do a much better job at merchandising products in your pre-purchase and post-purchase automation flows. All you have to do is hand your team these cohort tables and data, and you're practically giving them the keys to the castle of figuring out how to unlock more incremental value from every future customer. Now, if you want everything I'm covering in this video built and run for you instead of figuring out on your own, you can book a call with me using the link below. We've worked with tons of different brands, ranging from subscription to 9-figure category leaders, with results like adding $1 million in net new revenue within 90 days for a collectible brand. I guarantee we can outperform your current retention team. So if you want to take me up on a retention audit, click the link in the description and book a call today. Now, the next lever of retention marketing that's become more impactful over the last few years is something you'd never think of. You'd have to pull out Harvard's Business 101 course from the 1970s to even think about this marketing tactic. See, a lot of brands spend all their time obsessing over subject line, send time, and inbox placement tests. Yet they completely ignored the one strategy that isn't a war zone. Because while every competitor is is fighting for the same inboxes, nobody is competing for the mailbox. Yes, a real mailbox. It's the ultimate pattern interrupt in a world that's gone completely digital and forgotten about the real world, especially for customers who've stopped opening your email campaigns completely. There's no way you can email your way back to somebody who's completely blocked you. But with real mail, you have way better odds. And actually pulling this off isn't that different than sending an email in Klaviyo. It's the same offers, same angles, and same designs that you're already making, just printed postcard style and sent directly to doorsteps. The only real difference is who you point it at, because physical postcards cost way more than email. While the average email costs 1/1000th of a cent, the average postcard costs 70 cents to mail. So obviously you don't blast postcards to your whole list. You aim it at the segment that's actually worth paying the print and postage, which is exactly where the cohort table from earlier comes in yet again. If you're running your first direct mail campaign, pull in your top 5% highest LTV customers who haven't been on your website in the last year. Those are the people you send real postcards to for what I call a dead customer reactivation campaign. Another idea is actually setting up postcards on autopilot in the same way you have email flows. For example, if somebody signs up to your welcome pop-up, receives 8 to 10 emails in the first 2 weeks, and doesn't make a purchase, mail them a postcard. Give them a stronger intro offer, put a time limit on it, and send this card as a last chance Hail Mary to convert a first-time lead. Then, to keep track of whether or not this card is profitable, make sure you include a one-time code in the QR or send the traffic to a landing page exclusively designed for this funnel. That way, you know if this welcome postcard works. Now, don't think of direct mail as a marketing channel that's gonna 10x revenue overnight. Think of it more as a hedge. It's incremental. You're converting small buckets of customers at crucial points of the customer journey. So as site visits go up, more emails get captured, the more at-bats you have for these postcards to generate ridiculous ROI. It's an amazing way to convert customers in a trackable, cost-effective way that scales with your brand. Now, this last lever is gonna sound counterintuitive, but it's something I've seen dozens of brands both overlook and underestimate. And that lever is loyalty programs. Look, I get it. Discounts and promos are straightforward. They're simple. Customers understand them, they're easy for your team to whip up, and you always see immediate blips of revenue after sending out a promo that makes you feel like it's the right thing to do when sales are down. But it's also the thing that every brand does. 5% off here, 10% off there, even 50% off sales are common nowadays. It works at first, but once you start doing it every month for 6 months, you train your customers to never buy it at full price, which means even though revenue blips up today, profits go down tomorrow. It's a race to the bottom, and the only winner is your customer because all they have to do is sit on their hands and wait 30 days for the next promo code. But if you want to maximize the value of your customers and reward them in the process, you need a way to drive repeat behavior without cutting into your profit every time you do it. And that's where building a good loyalty program comes into play. There are businesses in the world built entirely out of this concept. Starbucks doesn't slash prices every slow season. They give you stars in a streak you don't want to break. Kohl's doesn't mark down their khakis or jeans. They give you Kohl's cash, forcing your lizard brain to walk right back through the front door 3 weeks later when you normally wouldn't, so you don't lose out on $50. And if you actually break down why this works, it never has anything to do with the free drinks or freebies. It's that every purchase shows up as visible progress, a little bar creeping in as you get to the next reward. So the moment you're 2 stars away from a free drink or $10 away from free shipping, your brain caves into FOMO. Casinos run the same playbook. They don't discount, they comp you. They give you free meals, free rooms, and even free money to use at the blackjack table. And they do this because they only target customers who would not naturally come back in the next few months to years. People are willing to throw out their entire weekend plans for $25 of free play and a steak dinner because of offers like these. The sole purpose of a loyalty program is to change the behavior of your customers. It's to stimulate a purchase, an order, or an action they otherwise wouldn't take without the psychological push of a gift or reward. And it's the same for your brand. Instead of bribing customers with a discount code they know everyone gets, you have the ability to create real urgency and psychological winbacks without the cost of giving up margin. And that's why building a truly valuable loyalty program is so important. Now, while I can't fit in every tactic on how to build a world-class loyalty program for your brand, these are the 3 biggest factors that make a good one from a bad one. First is loyalty economics. Doesn't matter if you're your system runs on points, credits, or direct cashback. Your team has to do the math to make sure customers get the perfect amount of value for the actions they take. The golden ratio is your dollars earned to dollars redeemed. Second, positive friction. When you're making your loyalty tiers, have your team run through dozens of scenarios of how customers will earn points or value. The worst mistake I see from even 9-figure loyalty programs is customers get bottlenecked at a tier because it's way too steep, or they fly from bronze to gold within a matter of months. Third, clear education. This is probably the most important factor of building a successful loyalty program. If your customers don't know your program exists and you never explicitly outline how it works or why it's valuable, customers will not join. Make your main loyalty page so clear a 6th grader understands. Create a 4-sequence email flow that sends to first-time customers 1 week after their order arrives, explaining your program. And be sure to leverage things like double point days, free giveaways, and loyalty exclusive drops to juice your monthly campaigns so you don't have to overly rely on regular discounts. And that's the new era of email and retention marketing and how you can take advantage of it. Once you understand the value of your customers, start converting them with unblockable marketing and weaning your brand off discounts and into behavior changing incentives, you'll start reaping the real benefits of true retention marketing. If there's anything in this video you want me to go deeper on, let me know in the comments. And if you like videos like this, share it in Slack, share it with your team, and be on the lookout for the next one. Thanks for the time. I'll see you in the next one.